welcome back to the boot room. The smell of deep heat is in the air. Andy and Stuart here to look ahead to Ipswich Town's trip to Wigan this weekend, where Paul Lambert will be absent from the touchline. Stuart, he'll be up in the stand watching this game because he's been banned for 2 games. What kind of impact do you think that's going to have on Ipswich in this game?
Maybe less so in this one. I think more so for the Reading game at Portman Road because of the impact that he has on the crowd with the way he's bouncing around and his energy there. But should it have that big an impact? For me, I'm not so sure. I think the players, your preparation happens in the week, building up to the game on the training pitch. They'll know the system, they'll know what's demanded of them. As Lambert says, it shouldn't really be an excuse.
They're going into this game on the back of a positive week, really. Two draws. They need to be winning these games, but two draws and 2 positives from Derby and Stoke. But this game, we've said it a lot. This is a must-win game. Ipswich Town must win this game if they are to have any chance at all of digging themselves.
We're officially in last chance saloon territory now, aren't we?
I think
we've been
so.
saying that for a while. But
Is every game a cup final?
Every game's a cup final. Every game's a 6-pointer. But this is serious now. We're starting to hit the tipping point. They've been very fortunate that others have not pulled away. That's been the saving grace. That it's going to be a pretty low benchmark to stay up this year. But it's Wigan and it's Reading now, and you need to take points off of those around you.
A few eyes will be elsewhere as well this weekend. Reading are playing Rotherham on Saturday, so that the situation could change rapidly there, depending on what the result is there. Probably a draw is what Ipswich would want out of that, but either team winning that game and Ipswich not winning their game at Wigan, and then we're looking at very serious territory, aren't we? Anyway, must-win game, followed by another one. That's the way it is for Ipswich at the moment.
I have the talking ball, Andy, which means it's incumbent upon me to ask you for your starting lineup, please. This is not what we think Paul Lambert will go with. This is what you would like to see.
Well, we've seen the Ipswich Town diamond deployed over the last 3 games, and we've also seen how it can be threatened from the Stoke perspective by getting things wide. But I would like to see it employed again here at Wigan in what is going to be a tight game. But at the back, I'd stick with Barton goal, obviously. James Bree, I thought, was excellent in the last game against Stoke. I'd stick with him. Assuming Luke Chambers is fit, which I have a feeling he might be. I don't think we're going to see James Collins, but I would restore Luke Chambers to that back line with Matt Pennington, and as a result, I would probably shift Jonas Knudsen out to left back in place of Miles Kenlock. In the diamond, does Cole Skewes come back in? I want 100% fit Cole Skewes in that midfield, and I don't think, even if he's over the virus, I don't think he's at that stage. He's back from knee surgery very quickly. I'd stick with Trevor Chalobah at the base of that diamond. I'd hope that Flynn Downs would be fit enough to return after a virus, so I'd have Downs with Teddy Bishop, who's been excellent recently, and then obviously Mr. Focal Point himself, the Diamond Light, Alan Judge, and I'd play him again probably behind Quainer and Keane. I want to see more from Quainer. A lot of pressure on him, a lot invested in him, which he's not managed to deliver so far. But we've seen that if he can pick up the ball and run at defenders with it, it worries them. And since Dan Burn has left Wigan, that line was cut short. They've looked a bit frail at the back, so I'd stick with Keane, obviously, and I'd play him with Colin.
You want the Quainer of the Derby game, not the Quainer
exactly.
of every other game, basically.
Apart from the last half an hour at Aston Villa. Yeah, that's what I want, the Quainer of Derby.
I'm going to go a bit left field. Thank you very much, friend. I'm going to go left field. I don't think Lambert will do this. I'm not even convinced it's the right thing to do, but how's this for a talking point? We've loved the diamond, but it's got its weaknesses. We've seen that at the weekend. Wigan played against Stoke recently, when Stoke were deploying the diamond, and I believe they played well against the diamond there. I think this is going to be a really scrappy, tense game, and for that reason I would revert temporarily. Long term, I think the diamond's right, but I would go back to 4-2-3-1.
Come on then, hit me.
Couple of reasons. I haven't seen enough from Quainer thus far, so I'd be taking him out. And I thought Gwion Edwards had a really good game off the bench at the weekend. Looked like the Gwion Edwards from the start of this season.
Okay.
And I'd get him back in as a wide option
Excellent.
for this game.
Come on then. How's this looking?
It's going to mean a bit of chopping and changing here, Andy. So I'll go from back to front. Bart in goal. Same. That's not the same back four as yours actually. Bree, yes. Chambers, yes. Pennington, yes. I'll stick with Kenlock at left back. I think
Okay.
I want to see him develop over these last 13 games. Knudsen had that mistake at the weekend, so he's out for me. The two holding players, tough one with Cole Scoos, isn't it? I'd be inclined to put him in just for his experience. He's not 100% right, but I'd have him and Downs for some real bite and experience in a scrappy old game. Then my three in front of them. Judge through the middle, got to keep him through the middle in the number 10 role. I'm putting Gwion Edwards on the left. It's not a position we've seen him play for Ipswich at all, but that's the role where he ripped it up for Peterborough before coming to cutting inside on his right foot. I've got Teddy Bishop out on the right. And just the way he's driving at people with the ball at the moment, I think that could work. And Wigan's weak spot, by all accounts, is left back with Naismith. So that's why I'm going with that. And Will Keane up top on his own. It's not going to happen. But there's a talking point.
But if it does, it came from the boot room. It came from the famous boot room. I like it, Stu. There's some things I like in there, some things I'm not so sure about. But I think if you're playing a holding midfield too, it's a lot to ask Scoos to do that.
Take the holding. Take the ball.
There's a lot to ask Scoos to do the holding midfield one of a diamond in a two. I like it. We'll see. You heard it here first. Right, that's your team, Stu. Who's the key man in that wonderfully diverse team that we've just named?
Well, is this a thing now?
It's a thing.
Wherever he plays in the system, Teddy Bishop for me, all the focus has been on Alan Judge, rightfully so, in that number 10 slot. But I'm really excited about the way Teddy looks like a player, finally over his injury concerns. That was a coming of age week for him last week, playing 90 minutes at last, playing back-to-back games at last. And the sight of him driving at people and having people backpedaling was an exciting one. And whether he's out wide or on the right side of that diamond, I think that little pocket of space down the left could be an area that Ipswich could get some joy from down the Wigan left. So for me, key man.
You didn't see the wonderful game that was Ipswich Town 1, Wigan 0 earlier this season, did you?
I didn't.
Awful, but they won. But the best Wigan player on the pitch that day was Reece James. He was playing right back on this occasion. Boom. Playing right back, another Chelsea loanee, good friend of Trevor Chalobah. He's playing central midfield now as well as two holders, but he ran the game for Wigan up and down that right. He had one rattled shot from distance that left the bar rattling for a while. Playing midfield now, sees an awful lot of the ball, moves the ball well, and gets that Wigan midfield moving. Particularly if Ipswich do play the diamond, they'll have to watch him well because there can be a bit of a gap in the middle of that diamond. So yeah, he's the key man for me. Joe Gardner's on the bench, but I've just got a feeling he's going to come on and do something aggro-y. Might not be a goal, but he'll do something Joe Gardner.
A few feathers.
Joe Gardner, we'll see. Right, that's the nuts and bolts done. Now we're down to the big question. Stu, what is your prediction for this game? It's a must-win game. Are they going to win? Oh.
Sorry.
It's going to be great, isn't it? I don't think this is going to be a very good game at all. But I think Ipswich might nick it if they can just get Alan Judge on the ball, do something out of nothing. They might win it 1-0, but it's going to be terrible. Stu, see you later.